tell you for a fact that this election is between.
They sold form recently for 100 million.
There's no meaningful development that can happen without peace, without us being united.
Arrest all unregistered vehicles.
I think we have shown the depth and breadth of talent in our Conservative Party.
Because you want to prevent a situation whereby that powdering substance will be flushed immediately.
When you fall in love with the journey, everything else takes care of itself.
I told them I'ma do it, I saw it in a dream. They say me we no sabi anything. Now I'm living that dream. Now I'm living that dream. Now I'm living that dream. That dream. I said realest in the game. Now they know my name, but they still want to do like say I lame. Cause I'm living that dream. Cause I'm living that dream. Cause I'm living that dream. Welcome to the journey.
Glamour, entertainment, lifestyle. You're onto the journey.
Say welcome to the journey.
HGC.
Go now, go. God will send you divine.
Tell you for a fact that this election is between.
They sold form recently for 100 million.
There's no meaningful development that can happen without peace, without us being united.
A very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us in another edition of Straight Talk right here on Bright Television, home of talk and entertainment. Don't forget that the program is basically designed to look deep into issues that affect Nigeria as a country, Nigerians as citizens. Welcome to the program. My name is AYOBAMI. ADEYEMO. Kindly follow us on all our social media platforms on Instagram, Facebook, and catch us live on YouTube. Make sure you get your TS TV decoder, channel 102 on TS TV Africa. Let's get straight to some big stories in the media space this morning. Well, INEC has reiterated its commitment to conduct free, fair, and credible elections for coming elections in 2023. And of course, INEC also said that no underage person will vote in the 2023 elections amidst allegations of the underage voter registrations ahead of the 2023 elections. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has said that it assured Nigerians that no Nigerian who is underage will participate in the forthcoming elections says this through the Director of Voter Education and Publicity, INEC, Victor Aluko, during an interview session. He also assured that there's been a process and exercise of those who have registered, and the cleanup, the exercise will complete shortly. He also mentioned that after the cleanup, that the INEC will also push those voters and the registration, those that has registered, back to consider the claim and objections as arraigned by some Nigerians concerning the elections coming 2023. Away from that, so many political scenario in the media speaks this morning, and some group has always been endorsing different political candidates. But today, a lot of media has also reported that the Ohanese group has endorsed the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, and they give reasons why they have endorsed him. In some interview, they said it's a turn for the Southern to produce the presidential candidate, and Ohanese endorsed Peter Obi to be the president in coming elections. And just yesterday, the son of the presidential candidate of All Progressive Congress, talking about Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Sheyi, was in Kano to organize a 1 million man rally for his father as we prepare for the 2023 elections. Away from that again, the candidate of the NNPP has critically said that he will never step down for the candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. Senator Kwankwaso said, I will not step down for Alhaji Atiku Abubakar in the midst of pressure for him to step down because of a northern agenda. Well, these are some of the things that the media is giving us at the moment right now. But we look at so many other issues on the program this morning. And to join us to have more conversation on that particular subject matter, especially as we prepare for the 2023 elections, is a Labour Party member. When the time comes, I'm going to unveil him, and we'll be looking at this particular exercise. Yes, 2023 is fast approaching. The candidate himself, the party himself, what structure do we have on ground? And how do we prepare? How are they preparing for the coming elections? We'll go for a short break. Where we return, my guests will join me. We'll have a smooth dialogue and conversation on that particular subject matter. Still Straight Talk right here on Bright Television. The home of talk and entertainment. Stay with us. We're back, please.
Tell you for a fact that this election is between.
They sold form recently for 100 million.
There's no meaningful development that can happen without peace, without us being united.
Arrest all unregistered vehicles.
I think we have shown the depth and breadth of talent in our Conservative Party.
Because you want to prevent a situation whereby that powdery substance will be flushed immediately.
Tell you for a fact that this
Vehicles.
I think we have shown the depth and breadth of talent in our Conservative Party.
Because you want to prevent a situation whereby that powdery substance will be flushed immediately.
Thank you so much for still staying with us on the program. Don't forget, like I always tell you, it's designed to look deep into issues that affect Nigeria as a country and Nigerians as citizens. And to join us to have this dialogue and conversation on the program is a member of the media team of the Labour Party Presidential Campaign Committee. I'm talking about Comrade Ibrahim Umah. Of course, you represent the party itself, yes. And of course the spokesperson. I'm talking in the person of Dr. Gideon Tanko. Thank you once again for joining us on the program.
Thank you for having me here.
All right, let's kick off with a lot of different stories, especially the fact that the governor of Rivers State, from that angle, Governor Nyesom Wike endorsed and, of course, shows support and solidarity for your principal, the Labour Party presidential candidate, Peter Obi. In the midst of the visit to Rivers State, Peter Obi mentioned something which Nigerians are also trying to understand critically. He said, well, we're leaving the state for Wike, which is the People's Democratic Party, but Wike should also support the central itself. Is it that Peter Obi is not supporting your candidate from Rivers State? Has that caused any issue in that party? Let's kick off from there.
No, it's not like that. Peter Obi is in full support of the candidate of the Labour Party in Rivers State. But what I want you to understand is this movement of obedience is beyond party. It's a movement that has to do with societal emancipation. And I used to say it's the movement for the liberation of society and the dignity of man. So we say thank you to His Excellency Nyesom Wike for endorsing our candidate, because every well-meaning Nigerian, that's what he will do. At this stage, at this critical stage in time, we need someone that is going to take Nigeria to the promised land. At least bring out from the shackle of poverty, shackle of insecurity, and all social ill that we are suffering from in this country. So it's not about, like Peter Obi is not saying I'm not in support of the Labour Party candidate in Rivers State. He's directly referring to Nyesom Wike, because he knows Nyesom Wike has his candidate in Rivers State, and that candidate is under the banner of PDP. And maybe because Peter Obi is just looking at the credibility, and he is human, idea based. You can't come and convince Wike to support the Labour Party governorship candidate, but it's easier for you to convince him to support the mandate of the divine mandate. I'll call it a divine mandate of Obi Dati presidential ticket, as he do. So I think it's not about party. This is about emancipation of the Nigerian people.
Well, there have been criticisms as regards the party candidate herself. It was also covered that she was actually sick during the visit, and your principal did not even visit. He has actually apologized for not visiting, saying that, well, he wasn't informed. But we want to look at the structure of a party. When you say it's not about the party, it's about the bigger picture, emancipation, and so many other things. People will agree with us that, well, a party brings a candidate. Party has a structure. Labour Party, do you have a structure? We've heard it over and over. But if your presidential candidate is saying, well, it's beyond the party now, it's all about this. The structure, how solid is the structure to handle what is coming in 2023 elections?
I would say we have a 5-star solid structure, the Labour Party. What I want you to note is people are the structure. And I want to dispel the notion that any political cabal is going to decide for the people. The people decide what they want. And I'll give you an example. 2015 election, a lot of people from northern part of this country are not in support of President Muhammadu Buhari, but because the people decide they like him, they vote for him. So it's not about the structure they are talking about. Is for you to have all these political cabals behind you. And that political cabal has a single vote, just like you and I. So it's more than that. And you see the organic support Peter Obi received from different parts of the country. Next week, Monday, like this, we're going to hold a program in Kano State for northern Nigerians youth for Peter Obi. So I assure you, you are going to see the turnout, because you will see. And I assure you, you'll be impressed with what you see. Well,
it's beyond seeing. I know many political groups, even social groups, have been endorsing. One of them is the ONZ, who they've also endorsed Peter Obi as the right candidate for this particular job come 2023. How does that boost the confidence of Labour Party and, of course, the support that Nigerians want to give?
Yes, we are slowly going there. Initially, when Peter Obi joined the Labour Party, people were saying Labour Party doesn't have the structure to compete with the PDP and the APC. But gradually, they begin to realize that Peter Obi is the candidate of the masses. The masses, especially the youth, love Peter Obi because he is the only person that gives us hope as the youth of this country. Because if you talk about APC has failed us already. There is nothing to show. There is nothing credible to show about the governance.
There's nothing to show. What do we mean by, what are we showing? What exactly will we put in place to measure the failure of APC?
I know a lot of things are glaring in the country. The insecurity, unemployment, poverty rate, a lot of things you're seeing. So they have failed us. The inflation rate is as it was since the Fourth Republic. So I would say they failed us, and they know they failed us. And if you say PDP, I know it's in the psychology of human being, thinking that the dubious past, they call them good olden days. But still, 2014 was not a good day for us Nigerians. And because the PDP administration is just like, I would say, a twin brother of the APC. It's just that because we are now in the present APC administration, we are seeing the APC administration, but it's the same thing. We need a total change, and Nigerian people, we need an ethical reorientation of our mindset, because like for example, they are weaponizing our identities for them to have the vote, because they don't have anything to present to the people. They know that they don't have anything to present, so they are weaponizing our identity. Come on, you are a northerner. Come on, you are an easterner. Come on, you are a westerner. And it doesn't help. The poor and vulnerable in both regions share the same circumstance of deprivation and manipulation by the elite in both regions. So now more than ever is our chance to forge a common front. That's my stand about this election. And most of the youth in the nook and crannies of the Federal Republic of Nigeria are saying the same thing. So it boosts our morale to see the people of this caliber endorsing His Excellency Peter Obi.
Well, yeah, the Excellency, like you rightly mentioned, before in 2014, PDP going to 15, PDP lost to APC, APC took over again. We have what we have as a situation now. But people also want to ask questions, and the questions is very glaring. During this period, we had Peter Obi as the governor of Anambra State. In fact, the present incumbent governor also talked about him in just some few weeks ago, saying that, well, he knows he cannot win this election. He's probably playing the politics that he knows how to play. And many people want to ask, he was part of the structure that fueled Nigerians. In fact, he was also a member of People's Democratic Party before he joined Labour Party. What's peculiar about Peter Obi?
So let me talk about what you initially said about His Excellency Charles Soludo. Professor Charles Soludo. And the response, I would say, what my principal said. He said, he is my elder brother and a professor. I'm just a trader. You see, what is carrying Obi to the level he is today is humility. And humility is the key. You see, his financial discipline is second to none in the country. Everybody say that. And they can attack his integrity. They can attack his track record. They can attack anything about his governance. They are only attacking his structure. And we talk about this structure initially. I told you that people are the structure, and the people are forging a common front to cast off this innovating yoke of the conspiratorial malfeasance of the rent-seeking elites. We are ready. We are ready as youth with futuristic assurance to be leaders of tomorrow. We are worried at the condition of our well-being, for all the violence, from all the disastrous futures we are facing in this country, and I assure you we are going to act accordingly. We are going to act.
Well, but part of the question again, what makes Peter Obi different? Because it was part of a structure, a People's Democratic Party structure, and we've been condemning the People's Democratic Party as a party that really failed Nigeria. It was part of that structure before he joined the Labour Party. Don't forget, he left APGA, became a member of People's Democratic Party. What makes him so different that Nigerians will now trust him if he can jump from a failed, like you rightly said, a party that failed, to another party? What will make him different?
So I talk about PDP of the 1999 to 2014 or 2015. And His Excellency Peter Obi
was there a track record for that party?
Yeah, let me. He was the governor of Anambra State under the platform of ABGA, not PDP. You understand?
I mentioned that too.
Yeah.
So he left ABGA for PDP, now Labour Party.
Based on his prudent integrity, his track records, the PDP are going after him. Come and join the party when they lost to APC because they need the people of his caliber. A man that is naturally loved, admired by millions of people, a true Democrat and pivot of mass mobilization. They need a person like him to rejuvenate their system. So he came to help the party in the first place. And you see the turnout in 2019 election when he was the vice presidential ticket to Atiku Abubakar. Yes, and you see, I want you to focus on his track record, the track record that speaks volume to him, not the platform he is under. And if we talk about a platform, again, you just take Anambra State, for example. The governor of Anambra State, Professor Charles Soludo, won under the platform of the ABGA again. And you see, the person that paved the way for them is His Excellency Peter Obi. He's the person they're supposed to thank. And when Peter Obi came, when he became the governor of Anambra State, there's not even a secretariat in the state. He initiate everything. He is the epitome of democracy in that state. They know that. And
aren't you worried about his kingsman saying that, well, his investment is 0 to nothing and, well, he's not capable of handling Nigerians' problem? Aren't you worried as a party?
Yes, we are not worried at all because we expect this kind of criticism from them. And as a northerner, it's make me to feel happy because the notion, the negative narrative that people thought Peter Obi was an Igbo agenda was no more now because the Igbo political cabals are not in support of him. That should show you that he's not any a tribal or regional candidate. He's a pan-Nigerian project. He's a pan-Nigerian project, the only candidate that gives hope for the masses, because we can't continue with the present administration. We are not going back to square zero with the PDP. We need a total change in the country.
Well, indeed, Nigerians are calling and asking for a total change in our country and, of course, in our political space. That is what will definitely bring solution and succor to the minds and, of course, the faces of Nigerian people. Well, we're talking about track record. You mentioned track record. We should forget about the party that it belonged to at that time, but his track record speaks volume for him. They're going to use that as a yardstick to judge all the presidential candidates from different political parties. Now, track records is important. For the ruling party itself, they have what is also called they call the track record for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And when you compare, they want to argue that okay, nobody has ever matched what Asiwaju has done in Lagos State, for example. For former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, he will also come with his own track record to say this and this and this. What do you think will be the edge for your presidential candidate?
So let me put politics behind and take the future of the country in front and talk as a Nigerian. We have to understand something about this country. If at all we want to go a long way, like everyone in this country needs to have this genuine sense of belonging, that I belong to Nigeria and Nigeria is working for me, not for a particular place, or like feeling that some parts are dominant. Like I'm totally against political conquest in the country. So taking track record into consideration, as far as 2023 election is concerned, I would say all of the 3 major candidates or 4 major candidates have their own respective track records. But you have to look who has the most track record. Initially, I'll cite an example with when the governors of southern part of Nigeria sat down and discussed about equity and equality, that the next president is supposed to go to the southern part of Nigeria, not northern part of extraction of the country, because the present president is from the north. They all agreed, all the 17 candidates, irrespective of their party affiliation, and they forged that common front. And the vice presidential flag bearer of the PDP His Excellency Okowa of Delta State, was the chairman of that meeting. He was even the person that read the communique after the meeting, only for him to go and support Atiku Abubakar. You understand? So this is what we have to understand.
The track record is what we are talking about.
Yes, it's the track record. If you go to Anambra State, you know what I'm saying. I have been to Anambra State as recently as last 2 weeks. And if you go to Anambra State, you see in Onitsha, you see the entrepreneurial spirit in the lot of people in the state is being driven by good governance and initially by the government of His Excellency Peter Obi, building one of the biggest citadels in the state, and again creating a lot of change, building bridges, creating road channels across the state. So that's what makes the state to have only 14% of poverty rate, among the least in the country right now.
Well, interesting indeed. You are the member of the media team for the Labour Party presidential campaign committee. That is the team itself, and you are here seated. And Nigerians want to ask, what exactly is Peter Obi bringing on board? What is the manifesto of your Labour Party, of your president or your principal? What exactly are you bringing on board that is different from what every other person has said?
We have a lot of things, but
What's
I will just talk on the overview of the manifesto. Peter Obi used to say this always, from consumption to production. And I used to see as a youth, you hear the youth in the country saying education is a scam. Even if you go to school, school is scam. Because of one thing. You know, the thing is, if the system is failed, so everything will definitely follow suit. For example, taking education, for example, competency doesn't matter to our leaders now. They favor connection instead of competency, the person that is going to deliver. So Peter Obi is going to change that narrative. Look at me, for example. Look at me, for example. I am the youngest among the media team, the youngest among the presidential campaign council list. I am from the north, from Plateau State, from a local government in specific. And Peter Obi, I do not share anything in common with him. I am from Muslim from northern part of Nigeria. He's a Christian from southern part of Nigeria. He entrusted me with this responsibility. This shows you what the kind of governance you expect come 2023. Because he's the kind of person that if he believes in you, he trusts you, he will give you the responsibility. And this is what the youth should expect from his governance. Once you are credible enough, you are good to go. So rejuvenating our mindset, like ethical reorientation, that's what the youth of this country need at this stage in time. So if we are going to have any person that is going to change our mindset for good, that's the person that we need at this stage in time.
The Labour Party should consider the fact that it's not only youth that we have in Nigeria. We have the older ones, we have the vulnerable, we have those that are agitating here and there and saying that, well, it's better we include them. That is the regional inclusion, as the case may be. Security is also part of it. Economy is also part of it. Many other things will be part of it. Your manifesto must be well spelled out. We'll go for a break. When we return, we'll be looking at this manifesto and how it addresses every point at the same time. I still have my guest in the studio with me, a member of the media team of the Labour Party presidential campaign committee, in the person of Comrade Ibrahim Umah. Is my guest on the program this morning. I will be back after this break to look at many other things as regards the 2023 elections. Stay with us, please.
Tell you for a fact that this election is between.
They sold farm recently for 100 million.
There's no meaningful development that can happen without peace, without us being united.
Arrest all unregistered vehicles.
I think we have shown the depth and breadth of talent in our Conservative Party.
Because you want to prevent a situation whereby that powdery substance will be flushed immediately.
Go now, go. God will send you divine blessing.
Thank you for joining us.
Tell you for a fact that this election is between.
They sold form recently for 100 million.
There's no meaningful development that can happen without peace, without us being united.
Arrest all unregistered vehicles.
I think we have shown the depth and breadth of talent in our Conservative Party.
Because you want to prevent a situation whereby that powdering substance will be flushed immediately.
Thank you so much for still staying with us. Still the Straight Talk right here on Bright Television, Home of Talk and Entertainment. Well, don't forget, follow us on all our social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, and make sure you get your TS TV decoder, channel 102 on TSTV Africa. The Labour Party is preparing to have outright victory in the 36 states of the Federation, including the Federal Capital Territory, in the 2023 general election. The media office said this in a statement on Friday, responding to a view expressed by the former governor of Ekiti State, AYOBAMI, that it doesn't see Labour Party win 25% in 24 states of the Federation. The Labour Party said that, well, they are prepared to see how their presidential candidate, Mr. Peter Obi, and his running mate, Yusuf Dati Baba Ahmed, as they conquer and, of course, get victory in all 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. And the question is, how will this be? I have my guest in the studio with me, a member of the media team itself, the Labour Party, talking about the Presidential Campaign Committee team, the media team, in the person of Comrade Ibrahim. Umah. Thank you once again for joining us on the program.
Thank you.
All right, let's talk about the plans, the structure. Before we had a break, we were talking about the manifesto and how it affects everything. Now, the way many people will look at it is what you'll be telling people in all the 33 states and, of course, the Federal Capital Territory. It's all in your manifesto. How you want to address peculiar issues from different zones and regions and states. For example, we have insecurity, from the kidnapping to the terrorism, and of course to many other police brutality and many other issues that addresses security issue. Of course, the economy is also one of the things that Nigerians will also be considering and be looking at. How do you want to tell Nigerians that after the flooding, after the global warming, after the influence, the rise in inflation in our country, not only Nigeria, globally, how will your presidential candidate address this without blaming the past government, or without blaming any political party? The questions they want to ask. And for people that are also saying, oh, we want to agitate because we are not included properly, how will you address this? There are lots of questions to be asked. But let's kick off with the security issue. Fayosha said you might not win 25% of the 24 states in Nigeria, but security will also be one of the selling points for your presidential candidate. How do you want to sell out with this particular issue and address security as it is?
Governor AYOBAMI is entitled to his opinion, and I respect that. But with due respect, what he said, everybody knows that it's not based on fact that is going around. Saying Peter Obi is not going to win 25 states in this country come 2023.
He said 24.
24 states, 25% of 24 states is something that he just said to impress his followers or the people he want to impress. But to me, I see Peter Obi winning 25% in all the 36 states, including the Federal Capital Territory. I'm not even the 25%. There are states that is going to pull more than 90% in come 2023. That's what we are seeing right now at this time. So the issue of security you talk about, we are going to deal with insecurity decisively. You need to know the problem in the first place for you to quench it. If you don't know the problem, you're not going to solve the problem. And Peter Obi is a person that is blessed with a wealth of experience and experience of wealth, a person that has a prudent track record, a person that have to pass through a lot of these problems in his own state, and he solved them. So the issue of insecurity in Anambra State, then he solved it. He will use the same strategy in solving that problem in Anambra State to solve a problem in this country come 2023. And you talk about agitation. I talk about a genuine sense of a genuine feeling of sense of belonging in a country, and Peter Obi will give every Nigerian this genuine sense of belonging, because there is nothing wrong with our identity. I believe in that. A Hausa man, a Yoruba man, an Igbo man, we are all ordained by God to live in this country called Nigeria, and nobody is superior, nobody is lesser to any other. And as a matter of fact, we want a president that is going to show that to us. Bukayo Saka, a footballer from Southwest, not even residing in Nigeria, sponsoring for 120 children in Kano for their operation in Kano State. That's the Nigeria we are craving for. And Ahmad Musa,
Bukayo Saka of Arsenal now.
England. Yes, Ahmad Musa doing a lot of humanitarian work in the southern and northern extraction of this country. That's the kind of country we are dreaming to have, not the country where politicians will come and weaponize our identity, telling you that an Igbo man is an enemy of Hausa man, a Yoruba man is an enemy of. That's not the country we want to live in.
It's a united country, Nigeria.
Yes.
Now, what message are you bringing on here? Labour Party, what message is it taking to a victim of probably a kidnapped member of the family, a member that has been kidnapped in the family, or someone that has witnessed, assassination, as the case may be, someone that has lost a loved ones, probably to the Abuja trends, whatever situation it is, someone that has lost someone to the attack in Sokoto State, someone has lost someone to the attack by IPOB in the southwestern states. Now, a lot of questions people are asking. It's no more we will do, issue-based conversation. What is Labour Party and the president candidate going to do to secure lives and property as a paramount assignment that he must do?
And an idle mind is a devil workshop. What is causing all this social ill in the country is unemployment. The youths are suffering in the country. The statistics is showing more than 15 million youth or 25 million graduates are roaming the street without job. So how do you expect a country like that to just move without any problem? So I'm seeing if we are going to have any government that will solve the insecurity problem, government that will solve the issue of unemployment in the country, then the security will follow suit, because an idle mind is a devil workshop. The youths need to have something to do, and if they have something to do, all this insecurity in the country will die down.
You have talked many times about making Nigeria a producing nation. And of course, to tackle the crisis the economy is facing, our country is facing in terms of economy, inflation here and there, we are still battling with oil theft and many other issues. What will Labour Party do, and how will Labour Party structure its program in such a way that Nigeria will become a producing nation?
He's an entrepreneur. His Excellency Peter Obi, my principal, is an entrepreneur, and you know he has a lot of investment. He would just use the same strategies he used in Anambra State in emancipating the whole of the country. He keep mentioning that the land in northern part of Nigeria is our new oil wealth. So that's to show you he started making a plan on how to make use of this vast land in northern part of Nigeria to be of use to the country. So if he's going to invest in that, you see the northern part of Nigeria, we have a lot of land. He's going to use it, and the youth will be employed through that medium. In southern part of Nigeria, a lot of industries will be built and the youth will be employed. This security issues will die in no time. So you see, this issue of economy, this issue of unemployment, this issue of insecurity, solving it is not a rocket science. It just requires an idea-based person, a person that knows the problem and knows how to solve the problem, a selfless leader that is willing to give everything for the betterment of Nigerian people.
Well, INEC has said that they're committed to conduct free, fair and credible elections, and one of the commitment is also not to allow the underage persons also vote in this coming 2023 elections. No doubt, the Labour Party needs a structure to the grassroots, to the last grassroots. You need agents and agents everywhere, even at the polling units from area angles, the various angles. How strong is your structure to attend to this particular issue?
We have a lot of strategic plans to that we are going to put in place, although we have the structure right now, and we have a lot of strategic plans that I'm not going to disclose on the media that Labour Party are planning to do. And come 2023, you will see what is going to happen. At the grassroots, we have Labour Party is a party that has structure in each and every ward of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, not a list of local government. So we have the structure. It's just how to use the structure in actualizing what we want to achieve. So we have a lot of plans we are making on ground, strategic plans to make sure that we reactivate all the places that is weakened, to make sure come 2023 there is no loophole, no stone unturned.
All right, let's look at Austrian elections. We saw Beavers work effectively there and a lot of improvement by INEC. But one of the things that many Nigerians are concerned about is vote buying and vote selling. And your party has had that slogan, no shishi, we don't pay shishi. How do you intend to tackle the vote buying and vote selling to engage Nigerians to vote your party effectively?
That's why I talk about genuine love, unrefined love, organic love. He's the only candidate, you say it anywhere, he's the only candidate that enjoys this organic love from the Nigerian people. And if your love is based on people believe in you, you are the only person that they trust, you are the only person that give them hope. You don't need to give them money. Look at the campaigns, anywhere Peter Obi go, you see mass people there. And it is a shishiless transaction. I'm cutting that shishiless transaction to take you back to the question you said, that how are we going to engage people without giving them shishi and they are going to vote for us. The people have started showing it, making t-shirts for themselves, organizing programs for themselves, only to show the world that we are ready to change this government. We are ready to change the narrative of the country. So the people are already willing to give.
Now you're talking about the beautiful love that your party gets or your candidate gets, but just to give you a little statistics, NBS has also reported that 133 million Nigerians are living in poverty. Now, when you say you want love to be expressed to you, they also want to ask you, how do you want to give me food? How do I get out of my poverty level? The party is not engaged in vote buying, no doubt. Of course, INEC has also said, and of course our media outfit is also campaigning against vote buying and vote selling. But how do you engage them constructively without tipping them, without giving them anything, but still giving them the assurance that this is the right choice for them and they are hungry inside?
Yes, the manifesto is
133 million Nigerians.
Yes, 133 million Nigerians, and our future is far beyond just the money that we are going to spend now. It's far beyond that. So a lot of Nigerians understand this. We are wiser now. So anybody that is going to bring money on the day of election, I assure you, Nigerian people are going to collect this money and vote for the right candidate of their choice. Because we are far beyond that. I'm not going to sell my future for a change you are going to give me today. The future, my future, and the future of my children unborn. Nigerian people are not going to do that again. We are wiser. We are more wiser than before. Because we have passed through a lot of turmoil in the country, a lot of problems that make us to be wiser. We are not going to sell it. I assure you this time around, any more vote buying is not going to work in Nigeria, because Nigerian people are willing to vote for the right candidate of their choice.
All right, well, it's interesting because we're having this conversation and we feel that many Nigerians are watching right now. We'll go for another break. And to conclude the program, yes, and of course, we'll have more conversation as the latter part of it. As I have my guest in the studio with me, Comrade Ibrahim Umar, a member of the media team for the Labour Party Presidential Campaign Committee. After this break, we're back to give you more. Stay with us, please.
Tell you for a fact that this election is between.
They sold form recently for 100 million.
There's no meaningful development that can happen without peace, without us being united.
Arrest all unregistered vehicles.
I think we have shown the depth and breadth of talent in our Conservative Party.
Because you want to prevent a situation whereby that powdery substance will be flushed immediately. A situation whereby that powdery substance will be flushed immediately.
Thank you so much for joining us. Still the Straight Talk right here on Bright Television, Home of Talk and Entertainment. Yes, and we are all our social media on all our social media platform on Instagram, Facebook, and make sure you get your TS TV decoder. I still have my guest in the studio with me, a member of the media team, Labour Party Presidential Campaign Committee. I'm talking about Comrade Ibrahim Umar. All right, before we had a break, we were talking about how to engage Nigerians, especially those that are actually suffering from the poverty. We have, according to the statistics, 133 million Nigerians are now in poverty, deep poverty right now. To get them out of it is a conversation that will also give them hope, future, that this Labour Party, your president, your principal, your presidential candidate is ready for this job. As we approach completely, campaigns are fast approaching. You talked about Kano, you'll be visiting Kano, you've been visiting other places. Some people have also asked that, come on, what's happening? Why is Peter Obi not visiting the southeast? Especially when IPOB is saying that, well, sit at home and many other things. Is he scared of the IPOB, or what exactly is happening to Peter Obi as regards to southeast?
No, he's not scared of the IPOB. It's just a strategy. Every party has the way it should do for its campaign. And definitely Peter Obi is going to the southeast. And as recently as last week, I think, he was in the, is it last week or last 2 weeks? He was in the, in Abia State. So he visited the southeast. So
now for campaigns, for rallies now.
He's going there. He's going there. We'll definitely go there.
Okay. So where's your train moving to next, Labour Party? What exactly will Nigerians see now?
The obedient train is landing in Oyo State.
Oyo State, Nigeria?
Yes.
That's Ibadan, to be precise. Well, Nigerians are watching, and of course, Nigeria will count on your word. He has said that if he doesn't succeed after electing him for, in the next 6 months, that he will also do Nigerians the favor to resign, of course, as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. How easy is that?
Yes, because most of his supporters are activists, and the people that brought the people that are supporting this obedient movement are people that knows what they're doing. So when Peter Obi come on board and he failed to do what we expect him to do, we caution him. That's why this movement is for the Nigerians.
A lot of people were activists too. A lot of people agitated for a new Nigeria even before the President Muhammadu Buhari came on board.
But this one is quite different from the other one you have seen before.
What will make it different?
Because
what's the difference in this?
It's a movement that pave the way and show the direction for the Nigerian people. This is where we want to go.
Nigerians demanded for
change. The direction is clear.
That was why we got a change.
Yes.
So what are we getting this time?
This time we are getting a new Nigeria, a new Nigeria of our dream. And I assure Nigerians it is entirely possible to get the new Nigeria.
Well, thank you, very big thank you so much for being part of the conversation this beautiful morning. Member of media team, and of course the youngest amongst them all, for Labour Party, that is Labour Party Presidential Campaign Committee, in the person of Comrade Ibrahim Umah. Thank you so much for joining us on the program.
Thank you.
And well, we had a session with, we were supposed to have a session with the spokesperson, in the person of Dr. Yunusa Tanko, but he's in Ibadan. He's at Ibadan right now. So we hope that when it comes, we have another conversation with him. A very big thank you, and wish your party, your presidential candidate, your principal, all the best in the forthcoming presidential elections.
Amen. Amen.
All right, that's the package on today's edition of Straight Talk, right here on Bright Television, Umah of Talk and Entertainment. Don't forget that the program is strictly designed to look deep in the issues that affect Nigeria and Nigerians, and definitely we'll do that. Like we always tell you, keep reminding you that when you play your part, I play my part. We have a better place called the Federal Republic of Nigeria. On behalf of everyone that's been behind the scene, making sure that we have a smooth conversation this morning, we say thank you, God bless you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. My name is AYOBAMI ADEYEMO. Goodbye.
Tell you for a fact that this election is between.
They sold farm recently for 100 million.
There's no meaningful development that can happen without peace, without us being united.
Arrest all unregistered vehicles.
I think we have shown the depth and breadth of talent in our Conservative Party.
Because you want to prevent a situation whereby that powdery substance will be flushed immediately.